All right, Thrive, get your workstation right. Video number one. So framework, let's talk about it. So it's a 6-step framework. Number one on the list, hips higher than 90, okay? Most ergonomic literature, and also when people come into the office and we ask them, hey, what height should you have your seat at? Most people answer and say, okay, 90 degrees. So 90 at the knees, 90 at the knees, 90 at the hips. That's what most people think it should be. That's actually not the ideal. Here's why. Because if your hip is at 90 degrees, that is very close to our in-range position of our hip. It's not necessarily comfortable for our hips. We don't have as much movement available to us at our hips and at our spine. And most importantly, perhaps, is it tends to facilitate a flex sitting posture. It tends to roll the pelvis back. Well, if you lose your base and lose your pelvis, there's no way to have good alignment. Workstation is very much about having good alignment and good posture, getting your physics right, okay, but also not playing for it, not working for it very hard. So ask you the question. If you're here, okay, if the seat takes you to here, the head weighs about 12 to 15 pounds. It's about the weight of an average size bowling ball, okay? So what happens is it's like putting a bowling ball, the weight of the head is like putting a bowling ball at the end of the stick. How hard do you think your muscles have to work in your back and shoulder blades to hold that bowling ball at the end of the stick? So this, which is where most people tend to end up, or most workstations tend to encourage, we don't feel as good. Muscles, the harder muscles work, they get stiff, they get tight, they get tense, and they can be pretty uncomfortable. And then that could even lead down the road to, in more significant situations, is pain, discomfort. It's a drain on your energy. So who wants to feel bad at work? Not me. Okay, I don't think you do either. So here's how you get it right. So part A is getting the seat height right. So you want your knees not to be you don't want hips and knees at 90-90. You want your hips about 2 to 4 inches. So you should be about that much higher at your hips than your knees. A little hard to see on the camera, but what you want is you want to have knees down below the hips. Okay, so pelvis, knees. Okay, so there's the angle. And we're going to talk about stacking the pelvis from there. But it all starts with predicated on getting your seat height right to start with. If you're active and working, we want to be more of an active working position. So it's all about having the hips higher than your knees, not necessarily the old school 90-90. So 90-90, don't do it. Don't do it. We want a more open hip angle, allows us to move, makes us more free, makes sitting up easy, which that's the whole point. Posture doesn't have to be work. Posture, good posture, shouldn't be work if you do it right, if you get the workstation right. So anyway, that's step one on our framework. Hips higher than knees, 2 to 4 inches. So stay tuned for our next video. Our next video, we're going to talk about stacking the pelvis. So see everybody soon. Take care, guys, and keep on thriving. Bye.